Loving unconditionally means loving someone no matter what they do or fail to do. Think of someone who you love unconditionally and recall a time when they failed and felt utterly crushed. How did you react and why? Now, think of a time when you did something that you really regretted. How did you talk to yourself and how did it make you feel? Unconditional love helps us feel supported and valued. It provides a safety net for taking risks and learning from our mistakes. Often, we love others unconditionally and we have a hard time doing it for ourselves. Why is that? Well, it can feel a little narcissistic. Do we really think we're perfect? However, we don't apply that standard to others. Why do we impose that on ourselves? Maybe it's because society uses anger, shame, and disappointment to try and change people's behaviors. We often feel that the best way to motivate someone to change is to be really hard on them. However, that is a myth. While there are studies that prove that being kind to yourself is more effective, I'm just going to explain the reasoning for that. Biologically, when we berate ourselves, we activate the fight or flight stress response. This response increases our impulsiveness and dampens our reasoning so that we don't overthink getting out of the way of that car that's rushing towards us. When we're kind to ourselves, we activate the parasympathetic nervous system. This slows us down and activates our prefrontal cortex, which is the home of rational thought. When we're kind to ourselves, we are biologically better equipped to learn from our mistakes. So if loving ourselves unconditionally doesn't make us a narcissist, and it actually can help us to grow, it seems like it's worthwhile. But how do we do it? Here's some strategies. When you find yourself talking harshly to yourself, first try taking 3 deep, slow breaths. Let's do this together now. Take a deep inhale. Now slowly exhale. Exhaling longer than you spent inhaling. Another deep inhale. And a slow exhale. And one more time. Notice, do you feel any differently? Another strategy is to embrace ourselves or touch ourselves gently. This releases oxytocin, a feel-good neurotransmitter. You can try placing your hands gently on your heart. You can try embracing yourself, maybe gently rubbing your arms like you would a child's back. Doesn't look too weird. People think that you're just cold. Another strategy is to wrap yourself in something warm, a sweater, a blanket, a loved one. The last strategy is to talk to yourself as you would a child or a loved one, with a tone of support and understanding in your voice. Acknowledge how badly you feel and how hard the circumstances are. You can't change the past, so a phrase that helps me is, "It's all right, don't worry about it. What can you do differently next time?" While it's really important to be kind to yourself, it's equally important to celebrate who you are. Every day, write down 3 things that you're really proud of. Maybe you accomplished some goal, maybe you helped someone, maybe you simply stopped to smell the flowers. You might want to consider making this a dinner time activity with everyone going around in a circle and sharing 3 things that they're proud of. When we love ourselves unconditionally, life becomes so much easier. When you stop assessing your worth by comparing yourself to others. When you stop fearing what other people think of you, when you start owning your strengths, you literally feel lighter. You approach challenges with a childlike enthusiasm because you aren't burdened by needing to succeed to prove your self-worth. You see the beauty in yourself and others also because you don't need to tear them down to build yourselves up. Loving ourselves unconditionally does not mean we don't think we need to grow or we don't want to evolve. What it does mean is we don't need to grow or evolve to deserve love. We deserve to love ourselves unconditionally right now because it is our birthright. I challenge you to let go of your harsh self-judgment and fear. Embrace your uniqueness, your strength, your journey. Be as fascinated and loving with yourself as you are with those that you hold most dear.